Now the other cool little thing that I wanted to show you was AniMeeple, which we sort of get access to much easier with LightWave 10. It is possible to exchange information with AniMeeple with LightWave 9.6, but it's a lot more fiddly, a heck of a lot more fiddly. Cageman had a couple of tutorials that he did for it, which had a lot of workarounds and messing about to get it to work, but it does work. It's just a heck of a lot more hassle. But if you're using LightWave 10, it is a lot cleaner. Why AniMeeple? Well, simply because AniMeeple is free. How much is Motion Builder? $2 grand, $3 grand? I can't remember. I haven't upgraded my version of Motion Builder in years. That's why I'm still on version 7.5. It's damned expensive. AniMeeple, free. Hello. And it's nice and easy. All you do is go File, Import, okay? We can take that little LW and FBX that I exported just a minute ago, okay? And this will pop to AniMeeple. Bones, if for some reason it hasn't recognised them all, then you would just assign them here. So, you know, the upper leg is assigned to the upper leg, and the leg is assigned, oh look, I've just gone and messed it up there, assigned to the lower leg, and the foot becomes the foot, and so on and so forth. The toe base becomes the toes, okay? And you basically just go through and assign the necessary bones correctly until you get the little X by the bones there goes away. And there it is. You can go through and start setting all of the thumbs and fingers as well, but those aren't absolutely necessary. So just for this, I'm not going to bother. Once all of the bones have been recognised, so AniMeeple knows what is what, you just click Import Checked Items. There's your thing. Drag it over to scenes, drag it into the scene, and bingo. You can just go and slap yourself a piece of motion on it like this fella here. Drag that in, drop it in your timeline, and there you go. You've got your motion capture in AniMeeple. It's all retargeted, and happy days. You know, you've got nice animation retargeting going on there. Okay, now, of course, to get it back into LightWave, come up here to Scene and Export. Okay, now AniMeeple's got a couple of formats it can export in. First of all, Collada. Even with LightWave 10, I haven't had much luck with Collada coming out of AniMeeple. With LightWave 9.6, forget about it. It's such a nightmare. Again, Cageman had some tutorials, but so many hoops to jump through, I really don't like it. Even in LightWave 10, it's not quite perfect. Basically what seems to happen is all of the legs go, but the hips stay still, so your character doesn't move through space. I'm not sure whether that's a mistake on the AniMeeple end or the LightWave end, but any which way, there you have it. So what you want to use is the Autodesk FBX exporter. Now, the thing with AniMeeple, even though it's free, you do have to pay for the Autodesk FBX exporter. It's $50, which quite frankly, when you compare it to the price of Motion Builder, is nothing. So if you do want to be able to work with retargeting motion capture, and you don't want to spend a fortune, then AniMeeple with the Autodesk FBX exporter for $50 is by far your best bet and by far your cheapest bet. Anyhow, you export that little fella under FBX, which I'm not going to do because I don't actually have the FBX exporter, basically because I have Motion Builder, so there's little point for me. But Dear Greenlaw over on the New Tech forums does have the FBX exporter for AniMeeple. He was kind enough to take my rig, bring it into AniMeeple, and export out a little animation done with it. And so exactly the same deal. Once you've got your FBX exported from AniMeeple, you just load scene in LightWave and bring that in using the native FBX importer, and bingo, there's the scene there. I think this is about 350 odd frames long. If we take a little peek at it, we can see there it is all going. Now that's a bit disjointed. You can see the mesh is sort of off place from the bones, which is a bit weird. So there's something unusual with the way that LightWave is handling the AniMeeple FBX, but we don't care about that because of course we're just going to merge our motions across. Okay, so we go with exactly the same deal here. We take our X bone hierarchy and parent that up, or unparent it rather, and get rid of that thing. The mesh node we don't need, and I'm going to replace that with the man mesh, again maintaining the hierarchy name. As you can see, it's all a bit funny in deformation there, but of course I don't care. Save it, and there we go. Now, one thing that there is worth taking note of here, when you have brought something in from AniMeeple, notice that this has got the rotation order converter put on it. Doesn't do it when you come from Motion Builder. You know, you export the LightWave rig into Motion Builder, export it back, bring it into LightWave. It doesn't add this thing on, but for some reason when you go via AniMeeple it does. So of course we want to do, I have saved that, yes I have, is we take our regular FBX rig here in LightWave, we do our load from scene, choose the scene that we just saved there, do the good old merge only motion envelopes, see of course that the whole thing has gone completely bonkers. We don't worry about that because all we do is add the rotation order conversion motion modifier, set it to ZYX mode, and look at that, everything's working again. Okay, look, the arms and the legs are all a bit funny. What the heck's going on? Quite simply, I just haven't put the motion converter here, the rotation order converter, onto every single bone, which is all I need to do, so I can just go, let's just leave that there, copy, down to the next joint, edit, paste, down to the next joint, edit, paste, edit, paste, edit, paste, edit, paste. You get the idea, right? I'm sure you do. And you just keep on going in this fashion. The whole thing I explained about the dummy joints before, I was talking about that. That's exactly the same in LightWave 10, whether you're coming from AniMeeple or Motion Builder, no difference there. Just go along, add all of this onto your thing, ja-da-da, ja-da-da, ja-da-da. Okay, etc. I'm not going to bother finishing it off, but you can see that as you go and you do that, everything starts to correct out. This left arm here is now behaving as it should, the right arm isn't because I haven't put it all on, and there you have it. The one thing that I do want to make a note of that you should do is this rotation order converter. You think, okay, well, if I'm going to be going into AniMeeple, then when I've got my base rig here in LightWave that I'm going to export, I may as well just stick this on to begin with, right? That way when I load motion envelopes back onto it, I don't have to go and put this thing on every time. Do not do it. When you have it on, you use LightWave to export to FBX. It seems that by having it on, it changes the orientation when it comes in FBX. If I've pulled it into Motion Builder and the thing is sideways and upside down again, just like it was when I didn't have this on. It looks like that. So do not put this on the base rig and then export it out to FBX. Just export it raw as it comes down on the download from the site, and put this on after you've merged motion envelopes, or save a second copy, put this on and merge motion envelopes to that second copy scene, and everything will work fine. And so that is that. I hope that's demystified some of it for you. That's shown you the workflow with LightWave 10 and the much easier access to using AniMeeple now. If you can't afford or don't want to give Autodesk the money, good for you. LightWave 10 does make it a lot nicer and cleaner and easier, and everything, all of these strange little rotation order differences are easily fixed with just a few clicks. So thank you very much, and I hope you'll enjoy all of your FBXing. Goodbye.